At this point, our JavaScript-enabled Blazor component lives in the regular, so the main project. But perhaps this component might be useful in another application too. Perhaps you want to distribute it within your company for other projects, or you may even want to publish it separately. In that case, we'll need to wrap one or even more components in a Razor class library. Let us see how we are going to approach this. We need to create a Razor class library. That is a specific type of library that also contains Razor components for use within another project that references the library. To create a Razor class library, Visual Studio already comes with a template to get started. As said, a Razor class library is a specific library type that can contain components and the static assets they require. Say that your component will also use a static file, like a CSS file or a JavaScript file. These need to be wrapped inside the Razor class library too. One Razor class library can contain more than one single component, of course. And once we have our components in the Razor class library, they are reusable across projects. And we can even create a NuGet package out of the Razor class library for easier distribution. Personally, I would recommend placing only components which make sense to share across projects in such a library. It doesn't make a lot of sense to move all components, only used inside of the main project, to a Razor class library. Of course, the Razor class library will need to be referenced from the main project. Apart from adding a reference from the main project to a Razor class library, when we use the component, we need to add a using statement where we are using it. We can add it directly in the file, in the component, but if the component is again used in multiple other components, it might be better to add a using statement in the imports again. I hope you remember doing this makes the namespace available throughout the entire application. It's of course also possible to use the fully qualified namespace. Next, in order to bring in the static assets, if any, used in the components in the Razor class library, we need to make a change also on the hosting page, so the host.cshtml or index.html. And that needs to have a particular syntax, as you can see here. So starting with _content, then the name of the assembly, and then the path to the file. The static assets indeed need to be placed in the www root folder, again, also inside the Razor class library.